All right, now you didn't send me the page number of this one, so I'm not 100% sure where you got it from in the book, but it's a good one for us to work on. So we've got some decimals, and what I guess it's asking us to think about is when we have decimals, the first number, the 0, is a whole number, okay? Then we have a decimal point, and then we have all these names for things. So the first one is called tenths. All right. Now, tenths means that it's out of 10. So if you think about, you're having a birthday cake and you have 10 friends and you cut the cake into 10, everyone gets a decent sized piece. The second column, though, is called hundredths. Okay. And this means out of 100. So now you've got the same cake, you've cut it into 100 pieces for your friends. The pieces are going to be heaps smaller. Then we got thousandths, and I'm just using abbreviations here. And this means out of 1,000. So now imagine you invite 1,000 of your closest friends to your birthday party. We now are getting like 1 crumb of cake. It's not looking too good. So what we have to think about when we're asked to order things in descending order is to line up the decimals next to each other so that the decimal point is in line and so that you can start to see where the numbers are and in what column. Okay. So you'll notice like 400 is quite big. So now what we've got is descending order. So that's like starting at the top of the staircase and going down. So I can see that the biggest number there is 400. That's going to be number 1. Okay, because that's the biggest number because it's a whole number. Then I go along and I say, okay, so 400 was really big. I'm going to move to the next column and I can see 40 is the next biggest number. So that's going to be number 2. And then I look at it and just remember I did have decimals in here. It's just dodgy pen. Now I've got 4.1 or 4.0. So we can see 4.1 is bigger than 4.0. So this is going to be 3. And then 4.0 is going to be 4. Then I hope what you've been noticing is that like this one was biggest because it was most to the left. Then this one, then this one. So we're going along, right, from biggest to smallest. So that means that the next biggest must be this one because it's in the tenths. Remember we said tenths were bigger than hundredths. And then this one. So this would be 5 and this would be 6. So when you're ordering your decimals, it's just really important to think of them in terms of what they actually mean. And they mean that they are chopped into groups of 10, 100 or 1,000. Okay, so that's for question 4. For question 5, this one's asking us to think about a number line and thinking, okay, if I've got 0.2 here and 0.4 here, what would I have in the middle? Hopefully you can see this is just like counting numbers. It's going to be 0.3. What gets trickier is if I have 1.8 and 1.9, which is the next question, and there's my line, what's in the middle? So this is where we have to imagine that this is like having 1.80 and 1.90. What's in the middle of 80 and 90? 85. So it becomes 1.85. That same thing is going to happen for C, D. E, though, you can see we've got 0.5 and then 0.7. It's not going to need that extra division. For question 6, it's asking for something slightly different. It's asking us to round. So we'll do that.